We're just talking about this oil right here, right? Attuef. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yo, you just know what you know, and when you put things together as an artist, it's like, yo, it's pure energy you're working with. So when you're working with energy, you have to create energy, something that will energize the body. Now, a lot of people use this for pain. First of all, let's make some things clear. How we function is more on an energetic level than anything else. So when people talk about pain, pain is something that we are taught. What I mean by that is pain, it falls under what category when it comes to the elements? We know there's 4 physical elements, and then there's one master element, which is what we are. Now, the 4 physical elements, pain is a representation of fire. All right, it falls under the fire element. Because with pain, there's inflammation. What we know about the fire element is that it always brings transformation. And the fire element could bring rapid transformation. So when you feel pain, you are actually experiencing transformation. And what is transforming is the damaged tissue, the damaged cells within your body, due to the fact that we don't give the body what it needs. The transformation doesn't happen, and the process of pain, right? The process of pain continues. The way I came up with this is through Tough. All right, Tough is a training that I attended a few years ago. I had my challenges going through Tough because I had to train. Literally had to train. It wasn't something where you could, do little exercises every 2 days. And no, I was training every day. From going to not really working out and exercising and all these things and going into a training like that, it took a toll on my body. And when I tell you it took a toll, so one of the first things I did was come up with the tea. The tea, that's a different story. The tea itself, there's different versions to the tea that we create, right? And it all depends on what's going on with the body. When I was training, I needed something that would energize my body rapidly. So by the time I got home and I drink a cup of my tea that I brew, right? And sometimes I would take the tea with me. So by the time I travel back, I drink it. So in the nighttime, I sleep well, right? No pain, nothing. When it comes to the morning and getting up to go to work and all this type of stuff. When I work, the way how I designed the tea was to have the body functioning in a state of healing even when I'm working. Because your body goes through a nice healing process when it's at rest. Now, if you're working in the day and you're doing all kinds of stuff and you're dealing with all these stresses, your body would not heal. So it was designed to take all of that away and keep the body in that state of healing, of energizing, while you still have the energy and everything to do the work that you have to do. When you look at the ingredients in it, which I have no problem putting all the ingredients on my products because, listen, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just energy we're working with. And if you feel that you could just find all the ingredients and put them together and get this, listen, feel free, because I always tell the other artists and them that goes through the training, at the end of the day, they don't know how many parts you put in there. They don't know the energy that you put in it, right? It's not just about blending herbs. That's not how this works. So the Attuef oil now, what it does, it accelerates healing. Because we know for a fact, as we mentioned before, that pain is something that the body is experiencing, that you're experiencing, and you call it pain because we are taught it to be pain. But it's the body trying its best to work with what it has. And if it doesn't have what it needs, what is going to happen? You're going to continue feeling pain. And now here you come and you turn around and you go to this man-made stuff and start taking things that will numb the pain, right? Take the pain away. So basically you take a drug that interrupts the nervous system, right? And takes away all feeling. Now, if you take away oil feeding and you continuously using that muscle, what is going to happen to the muscle? The muscle is going to continue to break down because you're not giving it what it needs. The oil accelerates the healing. And this is why when people, as soon as they rub it on, they get relief. Is the oil everything? No, the oil is not everything. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at what you're putting in your body. And that's with everything. I don't care what herb you're using, right? At the end of the day, you still have to look at everything that you're putting in your body when it comes to you fueling your body, eating. Choose to know that some things just don't belong there. You might have to change up your whole diet plan to get to the point that you want to be. But this right here is definitely gonna assist you in that. And I tell people all the time, you could massage your team every 3 hours, every 6 hours, depending on your level of discomfort. You massage your team after, I'll say like a week or so. This is when you start tapering down, right? So instead of every hour, every 2 hours, move to every 3, 4, every 5, 6, right? Because you want to make sure that you're not using this like a drug, right? Herbs is not drugs, herbs is not medicine. Herbs is just pure energy. And what it does is energize the body. It gives the body what it needs so the body could do the work that it's trying to do. It's simple as that. You're not experiencing pain, you're experiencing transformation. And for that transformation to happen, you have to give the body what it needs. I never had no arthritis or anything like that because I don't intake a lot of sugars. I don't know if you ever saw someone with real bad arthritis where, you know, the fingers start to turn up like this. Now, you call it arthritis, right? As I said, we look at everything for the energy that it is. Now, without air, there is no movement. So if your fingers are getting like this and they could hardly move, you lack in air. Now, what brings the air around the body? Circulation, right? The blood carries the oxygen. And due to the fact there's not enough oxygen, what happens to your nerve endings and all these things that's in your fingers? They die basically because they lack air. And when they lack air and everything starts to freeze up, right? So you're dealing with arthritis, you're dealing with a lack of air, a lack of oxygen. Simple as that. So now when you apply the oil, this is what the oil does. The oil brings more what? Oxygen. And with more oxygen, helps the tissue what? Energize itself. Kind of makes sense? It's pretty simple, you know. When you look at things for energy, I mean, 4 physical elements and then the master element is what we are. So once you work with that, then everything else becomes very simple. And with simple, you get effective. If people really understood how the body functions when it comes to these different conditions that they're experiencing, they would know exactly what to give the body. I guarantee you that. Right? I guarantee you that, because at the end of the day, the body could only work with what you give it. You know? And if you're giving it drugs is nothing but poison. So that is going to destroy your body even more. It takes away the pain, but it will kill you. I've seen it. I've seen people on drugs for pain, and that drug just destroyed them. Destroy the body completely.